And we're live. This is Xenium Live for 2021, and what a big year we have planned. And on Xenium Live, we talk all things money, finance, and property. I'm your host, Scotty North, and I'm pretty pumped to be here, back in the saddle after a few months R&R, as we all seem to have. And I'm pretty sure, like everyone else, at December 31, I was definitely up till midnight making sure that the calendar clicked over to 2021 and didn't go to some extended 2020 sort of date range, because that would have just sucked big time. But I'm pretty excited to be here. I counted up our shows we did last year, and that was, we did 45, and not out of any particular planning. It was just what happened in the year of COVID. And ironically, that's the same number as the Donald Trump presidency. So that year ended on that note. And then this year we have planned 72 shows. So a lot more going on this year. And also, coincidentally, that's the number of gaffes and micro sleeps that the current US president has every time he addresses the population. So once again, we're sort of connected there with the US presidency at Xenium Live. On today's show, I'd like to introduce a couple of guests, actually 3 of them, because I'm not a guest, I'm the host. And I'm going to bring them on right now. And I'd like to say hello to Sam, Nick, Todd, and of course, that's about it, because that's all we got, right? Hey, boys, how you going?
Hey, Scotty, how are you?
I'm good. All right, so I'm just checking, Sam, have you got, are you muted or are you connected? There you go.
Yeah, I am. I've unmuted myself.
Are you unmuted? All right. Well, that's good, mate. I mean, that's fantastic. All right. So why have we got the 4 of us on here today? I mean, we're talking about the promo of the show was Xenium Live. Xenium, what can we do for you? And I guess for those of you that have been following along the Xenium journey and Xenium Live, I guess since middle of 2019, when we released Xenium, the Xenium program, they probably didn't realize that last year, about 12 months ago, that a whole range of smart people got together. I'm talking about you guys, of course, not me. And sort of said, okay, we're going to make something a bit more of this. And so Xenium Live is the headline show. That's what we do. That's how we get our information out to our clients and anyone else who needs to know, and our partners. But Todd, I'm going to throw to you here and just say, okay, you and I have been discussing things over many years now, and what was the catalyst for the formation of Xenium Partners, mate? Where are we sitting with that?
Well, Xenium Partners is a combination of businesses. In itself, Xenium Partners sets out to help the accounting community, in particular smaller firms, provide a better service to their clients. For many years, industry experts, consultants, etc., have been telling accountants that their clients would like services offered through their accounting practice, such as finance and property investment help and financial planning. But unfortunately, whilst and this happens in a lot of industries, the consultants tell people they should do it but don't show them how. And so I guess what we saw was an opportunity to help those accountants provide those services under their roof and under their brand, by combining a number of businesses in the background that were already servicing those sectors. For example, Sam and myself were already looking after commercial and residential finance, broking operations, as well as providing motor vehicle and equipment finance. And obviously we had a connection with some property guy, and we thought that perhaps his help would be useful. And fortunately as well...
He's expensive and painful to deal with, that property guy, though.
I say painful. Painful is the thing. But we got over that. And fortunately as well, Nick, who's joining us today, is a part of our business. He's provided a lot of our technical expertise, and I can't even begin to explain his knowledge because I don't understand it. But without him, a lot of our frameworks and really smart tools that we're using with our clients wouldn't be in place. And that combination has come together with today's launch. over time, in the next few months, then we'll officially launch Xenium Finance and Xenium Property and Xenium Financial Planning, which is a joint venture with a national digital financial planning advice company.
And so, Sam, your role at the new Xenium Partners is the finance side, right? I mean, you haven't come down the last shower. You've been doing finance for a while. What was the, what drove you to kind of pair up in this way, and what is the big benefit for your existing clients and, of course, your new ones?
Well, as Todd alluded to earlier on, the accountants are placed on a pedestal, and they've been told by, I guess, the general marketplace that they could provide better service and more rounded service for their clients. And there's a shared dream amongst us, all right? So all of those people that are involved in Xenium Partners to actually try and make, I guess, the financial management of clients' lives a lot easier. And with that shared vision, I guess that's getting me very excited about getting involved and making things as easy as possible. No doubt you've heard across the marketplace, after COVID-19 and the Royal Commission over the last sort of 12 to 18 months, borrowing money and lending money is now I guess, a more intricate and more complex game than it once was. And I guess where Todd, myself, and our overall team pride ourselves on is being able to leverage off the knowledge and skills of accountants and other professionals that support their client base, right, and ensuring that the solution that we come up with makes a lot of sense, both from a lending perspective, but also from a tax perspective as well, and also lines up with the goals and visions that the clients have. So I think from a holistic standpoint, I believe I've fallen in with a really lovely family with very, I guess, common vision on how we sort of service and provide great service to our client base.
Oh, that's good, Sam. I really feel touched with that family comment. I know that you're like brothers, and it's very emotional for you to be on here today.
You've got the same last name.
Yeah, got the same. Yeah,
I went out on a limb there.
Yeah, that's good, mate. That's good. And look, Nick, before I get to you, because I've got some pretty big questions for you, Todd, as CEO of Xenium Partners, I mean, do you just can they only deal with accountants? I mean, if you're not an accountant, what does Xenium do for you?
No, of course not. I mean, we still operate in what I would call a retail market as well. We offer finance broking services, and property investment advice, and financial planning partnership or financial planning advice. We do have tools that are specific to accounting practices that will help them with their businesses. A range of those tools, including content marketing and document preparation services and other consulting services that'll help streamline their business. However, as we spend time in the next few months building out our marketplace, if you like, then any client from any walk of life can contact us for finance or property or financial planning. They don't have to come through their accountants.
Okay, well, that's good to know, because obviously that's where, I mean, my background isn't from dealing with partners and accountants. It's definitely from dealing with, mums and dads, everyday Aussie Australians, and helping them build wealth. And I know that the rest of you guys have a mixed bag on that. Some of you have dealt specifically with partner channels, and of course others that are specifically with retail. So it's good. I think it's a good mix. So Nick, you've been sitting there quietly on your boat. Can you give us an outline of some of the tools that really can supercharge the accountant's ability to help clients? So we're indirectly helping, mums and dads and, everyday Aussies. Can you give us an outline of some of those things that we can do for the accounting firms, which actually ultimately ends up benefiting the clients?
Yeah, there's a ton of things we do, and I'm going to high level it in this session, because we're going to do another one where we deep dive into the individual products. But I think there's a slightly more important twist on it. I've been in the IT industry now for 36 years, which is way too long, and in my entire time in the industry, there's a big belief in the technology industry that the way to get to small and medium businesses is through the accountants. And so cynically, the industry has spent a lot of time kind of trying to sell through accountants to their clients, and we see a lot of that going on. The reason I'm involved in this is it's a different approach. The focus of the business right now is to take what the best firms are doing, and if you're an accountant and you're watching and you think about your firm today, you're going to have a bunch of tools that you like, a bunch of tools that you don't like, things that integrate, things that don't integrate. And what we're doing is we're taking the best of some of the things Todd has done, Sam has seen, the stuff I've seen in the last 10 years where I've been working almost exclusively with Australian and New Zealand accounting firms, and trying to find what their best practice is, and the best practice of tools which help you do really in one place everything from clients being able to online sign an engagement letter and pay you, to having a central practice management platform which has everything in it that you understand, into being able to store your documents in the right place, into thinking about how do you manage if you're doing them self-managed super funds, and then more importantly, how do you interface and talk to people like us at Xenium Partners, and actually not just offer compliance and a little bit of advisory, but flip your firm and start offering some really valuable advisory to your clients, increase your share of wallet, and increase the benefits of the clients.
Mate, that's really good. And so it's more than just an amalgam of existing products, right, and services. Like there's a lot more to it than that. It really is a platform and a suite that takes accounting firms from zero to hero.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point. And it's not just a suite which we're turning around and shipping today and saying, that's it, we're done, buy lots of this. It's not like that at all. This is an ongoing process. So we've got a really solid roadmap pushing us out to the next 2-3 years of building more and more value to these firms, and also learning, right? As you roll this stuff out and see it working, you're going to see things that do work and things that don't work. And it's all about the roadmap and keeping on evolving what we do to a point that's just going to continue to deliver better and better value.
That's top stuff. I love that. That's part of the vision I absolutely love. So Todd, Nick touched on some pretty cool critical IT stuff for accounting firms. I want you to outline some of that secret product that's almost about to be released. Say the online strategy tool for knowing what sort of investor you are. Do you want to talk about that? Because that helps mums and dads, right?
Sure. Yeah, that helps absolutely everybody. I think particularly in the advice industry, the financial planning advice industry, there's been a lot of compliance work, a lot of regulation around ensuring that participants or consumers get the right advice, that advice is documented, that they agree with it, and that there's a plan put in place. But you might have seen, Scott, that in the property market that probably hasn't happened as well as it might have or could have. And one of the key things that we've decided to develop and have developed is what we would call a property investment questionnaire. I'm sure that there'll be a better name than that, but to begin with, it's a series of questions that the client themselves answers around their thoughts on property investment, what their goals are, how they see themselves from a risk perspective. So if you can imagine that, I'm sure you don't find it hard to imagine that a client might see themselves as a conservative type of investor. They've always heard that they should buy blue chip properties and hold them forever, and yet they're wondering why they're not making $200,000 a year out of that property, or huge cash returns. And so sometimes there's a mismatch between their expectations of returns and the type of investor they see themselves as. So this questionnaire will really flush out, who they think they are as an investor, and then with some behavioural questions, we'll take them through a path where they can decide on the type of investments that they would like to make and the returns that they think they should get. And at the end of that, we provide them with, a report that's delivered, advising them of both what they selected at the start as their investment profile, and then who they really are as an investor based on the answers to the questions. What comes from that is a number of strategies. So if, for example, they have chosen answers which develop into what we might consider an aggressive investment portfolio, then the strategies aligned to that will be presented to them. Now, if they decide that they don't want to pursue that, then of course we might have a discussion and shift back to a conservative approach. Now, on that basis, what we've presented there is, a self-directed or self-led, client-led questionnaire, which is the basis for the strategy going forward. And from there, we agree with the client on a property investment plan. And so we set out the strategies, they agree to the strategies, and then we can go and find the properties that suit that risk profile and that strategy. It's documented all the way. They're kept up to date with what's going on with the research and analysis, and it's backed up by data. So it's not just, if I might say it, it's not just for developers trying to flog townhouses.
Yeah, look, I'm super pumped for this tool, the snapshot tool, that I've called it, generically. But it's really, really important. The amount of times over the years, over the 17 years since I've been doing property, you have those conversations with people, and they start out in one direction because they think they're that, or their friend told them, or their parents did it something. And realistically, they should be going in a either slightly different tangent or a completely different direction altogether. This really, really fleshes that out for them and puts it in black and white in front of them. And they really own it. They own the decision after that. And it's much better than just thinking that someone's telling them what should be good for them and what not. They're actually discovering it for themselves through the series of tools and through the snapshot that we've got.
I think also just the presentation of different strategies, Scott, is really important. For many people in property investment, the only property investment strategy they think they know is negative gearing. And I'm not sure that's an investment strategy. So, that's. No. But I should buy a house to decrease the amount of tax I pay. Okay, well, that's not. It's not really a strategy, is it? And so many people just don't know what's available to them. And this will present them with a range of options that suits their risk profile.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And look, that tool's due to come out by the end of this month. So that'll be pushed out through all our pages and channels. And of course, we'll do a bit of a rundown on the show about that when that happens. So Sam, you've been sitting there very, very quietly. We've got to make sure everyone in the family has a good say in a chat here. Sam, when it comes to finance, I'm gonna be the advocate here. Why would people, either an end user like a mum and dad or a partner, why would they choose Xenium Finance? What do we do that's a little bit different, or what do we do that is a bit special, mate?
Look, that's two-part questions. I'll start off with the end user, being the mum and dad home loan investor. I guess we've got a great platform, a fantastic platform to gather information from. Okay, and very similar to the investment questionnaire, it allows us to explore, I guess, everybody's particular situation in detail, and it allows us to get to know our clients and what they want and what they hope to achieve. And it's all technology driven, so I guess it makes it very easy for us to collate that information and then pass that on directly to the banks. I don't know about everybody else out there. I really don't like paper, right? And a lot of the work that we do is all sort of, I guess it's all driven electronically, right? And it makes it easy to be able to pass information back and forth and provide documentation back onto their accountants if they wish, right? And we've got a series of updates built into our system that keeps our clients informed of the progress of their application throughout the life. So I guess it's geared really well to keep people informed whilst they're going through this process, especially given how difficult banks are these days. I think understanding what's happening is just as important as getting to the end destination for those people. And I guess on the flip side of the coin, for partners such as accountants and other referral partners that work with us, we provide them with an automated update system as well that allows them to understand and see what is happening for their client, especially if they're handing over a client. There's a certain amount of trust and care that's sort of implied when we pick up that client to look after them. So this gives them full disclosure on how things are progressing, so that our referral partners are never left in the dark, and they understand that if there are certain slowdowns or bottlenecks in the process, then they're fully aware and fully across it. And what this platform also does is it actually allows us to be able to openly gather information directly from accountants as well. So that I guess it speeds up that process and gathering information. And if we have any questions at all, it also allows us to quickly react to, I guess, items and questions that we need clarity on. It's a fantastic place for us to sort of do business and work and assist both referral partners and the end users at the same time. It's really same, but a little bit different, and that little bit is what makes what gives us the X in the Xenium name, I suppose.
Mate, you're just a walking, tagline marketing machine, aren't you? Look, Sam, I just want to pick up on a point from you. Like, I used to like paper, but then they changed the currency to plastic. Now I just like plastic, mate. So, yeah, I think that. And on that tangent, Nick, would you classify Xenium Partners as a traditional business, a tech, futuristic tech style business, or a hybrid business, or something else, and why?
No, I think you could easily class it as one of the new fintech startups if you really wanted to. But really, what it's doing is taking the leading people in businesses from different areas and ramming them together and actually delivering a result out of it, which is fairly rare. So we are in a sense a fintech, but we're also a fintech that delivers value and reality to clients, and that kind of changes the model. I've worked with a bunch of fintech startups, and a lot of them are investment backed and all sorts of things. But if their product and service doesn't work, they're dead in the water. Well, the core products and services behind Xenium Partners already works, and there's already clients, and it's already growing. So it's a real sure bet that we're going to continue to deliver and grow this roadmap. And that's what kind of makes it exciting, is it's built on tried and tested real business practices and then adds on that kind of cool fintech, new technology bent to make things actually really work for people.
Yeah, so we're grounded in the real section, but using tech to everyone's advantage, including the end customer, right? So I think that's important. And now, one area we haven't touched too much on, and I'm happy to or happy not to, but if you guys have any questions on the property side, obviously I'm involved in Xenium from a property perspective, so feel free to Todd ask any questions on that front in case I'm not covering anything there. But other than that, I've got a few other things we've got to discuss before we can call it a day. So
you go ahead and I'll think of some questions.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. So the future, we've alluded to where we are now, how we've come together, what we're doing for customers and partner channel. Without getting too airy-fairy, we've talked about our snapshot tool coming on by the end of March. What are some of the other sort of key indicators or key things that we want to bring on this year, next year, and so on? Anyone want to put their hand up and give us an outline of those things?
I'll put my hand up to nominate Todd.
Todd, you can give us some roadmap stuff. Go on.
Well, I mean, there are some things that we prefer not to talk about, but I guess because they are still under development. But in a broad sense, it's taking what Nick said, and that is, existing businesses and tools, and then delivering those in a, I'm going to say digital environment, making things easier. A bit like the property questionnaire, a bit like, as Sam said, Sam's finance division, the digital collection of data from clients and the communication through electronic means, access to client portals, etc. That's in a world that was turned upside down last year. We've certainly all gotten used to video meetings and supplying information and less in-person, face-to-face time. And what that does is it allows us to deliver services quickly, provides audit and compliance trails, and helps us communicate with referral partners and clients on a more regular basis, I guess. Now, aside from that, from the in the next couple of years, in terms of building out what we would like to deliver, we probably won't go into this until later and Nick's the expert, but from a what we would call a CRM point of view, we would like to deliver something to accountants that gives them a single source view of their customers, I don't believe that many of them have that at the moment. And what we're looking to build is something that will integrate with not only the accountants' tax systems, but also allow us to market to clients and deliver services all within the one technology platform. And that means giving clients access to the portal, advisor access to the portal, and really opening up the information or the data so that there's a free flow of information and things happen quickly on behalf of the clients. Nick's better at explaining that than I am, but if we can imagine one place for all of your financial life is the easiest way to describe it.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah, and I know that more information about that stuff will come out as it's being developed. Look, I guess we're in the we're very mindful. We always keep our shows to 30 minutes. So I've got sort of a two-parted question that we can discuss before we finish today, and that is, how does a partner, like an accountant firm, how do they contact us, and what's the process for them to have our services integrated into their firm?
Well, the easiest way is to go to our website, xenium.partners, and book a call. So that's all they need to do. Book an appointment to have a discussion. I think they'll find that our tools and services and products are extremely valuable to them and their clients. And we provide those on a monthly subscription basis. And the other side of that is that when we deliver services to clients, we also pay commissions to accountants or to referral partners, which are fully disclosed, obviously. That's by the by. But what it really does is let them access these tools and services very quickly, and we can deliver those within a month, have them set up, implemented, be talking to their clients about the services that they can provide, and really provide the accountants with that one-stop shop without them having the cost of going out and creating a financial planning firm and a broking firm and a property investment firm, etc. So I think, look, the easiest way is go to the website, book a call, have a discussion, and if it feels like it's for you, then we can move forward from there.
All right, that's really good. Now, I've got a question come in. The portal that I think you referred to, Todd, is it an off-the-shelf product or is it custom-made? I'm not sure if that is referring to the new one or the future one, but it's probably a bit of both, right?
The existing one for finance is an off-the-shelf product that we utilise. The new one is something we're building.
Yeah. All right. No, that's good. Now, the last part of my question before we wrap up, and I'll give you some outline of the future shows, is as a customer, as a mum and dad Aussie, and we've talked about the benefits that we can provide, have everything in one spot. So we've got financial planning, finance and property, insurances, all that sort of thing. So that one group, that power of the one group. So as a customer, how do they contact us, and what's their process for dealing with us?
How do they contact us? Well, at the moment, you can still visit the Xenium Partners website and book a call, the same as an accountant would. But over the next 2 to 3 months, what you'll see is Xenium Partners will become, its own, not entity, but it will live on its own in the accounting space, whilst Xenium Finance and Xenium Property, which are separate divisions, we'll be putting in place our websites and contact details specifically for those retail clients. And from a financial planning point of view, then any contact made to us will be passed on to our joint venture partners, and they are Fiduciary Financial Services. They're one of the only companies in Australia that provides single topic advice for less than $300. So our clients can access that digital financial advice rather than paying $5,000 or $6,000 for a full financial plan.
Yeah, and we'll cover that in some future shows, the differences between single topic and like a full service,
comprehensive. Yeah, absolutely.
Comprehensive. Yeah. That's right. All right. Well, look, we're almost out of time, so thank you very much, fellas. I want to remind everybody that we do have 2 shows a week, which is Tuesday lunch and Thursday lunch. There's just something about lunchtime. It's It's pretty good. And that is every Tuesday and Thursday. And also there'll be some new hosts stepping in from time to time, as well as some specific shows about specific things. We've got our pro show up there, which happens twice a month. And then we've got our live show on the other times. We've got a property show, our finance show. So there's lots of things happening this year. As I said, we've got 72 shows planned for the whole year, and we're broadcasting till the end of November. So you will not be able to get rid of me. You will always see my face pop up in your feed somewhere, and that's something for you to look forward to, no doubt. All right, thank you very much again, Nick, Todd, and Sam from Xenium Partners. I appreciate you coming on. This has been our launch today of Xenium Partners. I think that you have now a really good understanding of what we can do for you, whether you are a customer or whether you are an accounting partner in the accounting space. Make sure you contact us. If you're an accounting partner, go to Xenium Partners, which is www.xenium.partners. There's no .coms, no .aus. And you can do that as a customer, or of course, scrolling at the bottom of our screen, you can contact us at Xenium Live, which is xenium.live, no .coms, no .aus. And you can always hit us up on email, which is hello@xenium.live for any questions, anything like that. All right, well, look, unless there's any final comments, I think we're probably going to call it a day. Are you guys right to sign off? You're all worded out?
Sure, Scott. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Scotty. That's awesome.
Yeah, we need to let Nick go because he's now lapped the Sydney Harbour twice. So
There must be a restaurant somewhere.
That's right. His boat driver is getting dizzy. And I don't know about you, but Sam, you look like you need lunch just as much as I do. So we'll leave it there. And I know I'll see you guys shortly. And everyone watching, I'll see you Thursday. PJ's back in the house where we're talking about embracing the bubble. All right. I'm Scotty North talking about all things money, finance and property. And this is Xenium Live.